Shalom Israel, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakah Kodash, that one the apostles and elders of Great Millstone rule well. Peace, salutations, and blessings to the elect, pushing the word across the four corners of the earth. Right, and recently, topic had popped up, because we constantly have to be in review of prophecy. The spirit of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. What you notice about a lot of Israelites, they get into gimmicks. Right? They want to take away from the Lord's name. They want to jump into, you have to take the Fauci ouchie, all that shit, all this other stuff which has nothing to do with concerning prophecy, which are all false, by the way, which is all false. All right, because the scriptures say, "Take not the Lord's name in vain." It also says, a false prophet is going to receive death, basically. So when you sign up to open up this book and bring out understanding and to minister to the congregation of the Lord, you sign up to committing yourself to truth and truth only. All right. And a lot of Israelites, they want to bring their personal feelings and their personal, what's it called? The things that they like into this word and try to merge it with the word, but that's not how it goes. And this is, at the end of the day, this is the Lord's show. And you have to know the word, right? Because Yahweh Shai said, "Look, I come not to do away with." No, in fact, let me just get it. All right, Matthew 5:17. "Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill." So everything in this book is going to be fulfilled. All right, the wicked Israelites who say, "Lord, Lord," and don't receive salvation, all right, and have to die and be reborn again later, that's going to be fulfilled. And the elect, which is going to be called up with the Lord, is also going to be fulfilled. All right, but I want to get into this particular prophecy. Just a quick review, all right, because we're constantly going over. And you notice, man, I never see a lot of these groups. They don't go into these prophecies. You have to constantly review, constantly refresh your mind on what we're looking at. All right, the scriptures say, kings have desired this. Many kings have desired to see the things that you see. Right? It was a time where to even recreate the Bible, to reprint it, you had to be a priest. You had to know how to translate this language. Now things are made ready and plain, and anybody can order a Bible, $10, $20. But do you understand what the scriptures are saying? Let's see. Let's get into this question. What exactly did the revelation beast with bare feet, lion head, leopard body signify? All right, we know the real answer is it signifies Esau's government. Yeah, Revelation 13:1. "And I stood upon the sand of the sea," and I'm going to come back to that question, "and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy." This is talking about Esau's current government, right, with NATO and the EU. Have the NATO countries, the EU nations. I'm not gonna go into it all the way in depth into it, but you have Germania Major, Germania Minor, Rome, Greece, Spain, Britain, France, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him power in his seat and great authority. You jump back to this. because you had some guy breaking it down, former Army recruiter. He said, and the beast is the Roman Empire, which no, you have different ones. You can't confuse them, because the thing is, America is Rome reincarnated. So you have to know when the beast is talking about the Roman Empire, and you have to know when it's talking about NATO and the EU. All right, and it's more confusing. I'm not going to read too much of it, but he said you will note that the creatures in the reverse order of Daniel, which all is just it's similar, but this is completely different. Because in Daniel, when it talks about the lion, it's talking about the Assyrio-Babylonian Empire. When it talks about the bear, it's talking about the Medo-Persians. Right? When it talks about the leopard, it's talking about the Grecians. When it talks about the dragon, it's talking about the Roman Empire. All right, this is talking about Esau's power structure. All right, it said the beast which I saw, verse 2, was like unto a leopard. All right, talking about the Grecians, because that was Esau. All right, you notice that last portion of the age of the Gentiles, Esau basically was given power, right, to fulfill his blessing, that power, that blessing of the sword. And his feet were as, because he's the son of perdition, so he has to be in rulership. Perdition being future judgment. And his feet were as the feet of a bear, which is talking about the Russians. All right, because the Russians are going to be the final, going to give the final destruction upon, they're going to lead the charge in the final destruction of Esau's empire. All right, that's Ezekiel 38 and 39, which is going to all happen after the mark of the beast. Yeah, World War III comes after the mark of the beast. And his mouth as the mouth of a lion, which is talking about the great British Empire. All right, the one in Daniel is talking about the Syrio-Babylonians. That has nothing to do with Esau. This is all talking about Esau, his governments, his history. All right, that's why eventually it's going to talk about the mark. Verse 2. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. It's talking about the Roman Empire. And when you look up beast, therion, it says an animal, a wild animal, metaphorically a brutal, bestial man, savage, ferocious. All right? Yeah, a savage. Because that's what this man is. He's the beast man, the savage man. All right, but right now he's in a refined. This is the most refined state that he's ever been, because the Lord put it in their spirit, right, for them to understand certain things, right, and set them on high, because we went off, and he did that with all of the different heathens who ruled in Daniel. That's what happened. We went off. The Lord set them high above, and then we had to call upon his name for mercy. All right, and it says, and I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. And this is talking about the Roman Empire. All right, one of those heads which was wounded, the Romans, and then the deadly wound was healed. They came back into power, which is what Revelation 20 is about, right? Revelation 20 and 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of a bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand, which represent servitude, slavery. and he in the bottomless pit, talking about Europe, and he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. And that's what happened. For 1,000 years after the Roman Empire fell, they went into servitude. All right, you had the Moorish Empire, you had Jake ruling, all in these different places. You know, Esau ran up in that Ukraine area, right, up into the mountains. They fell asleep, you know, in the spirit. The Lord basically put them to sleep. But then after that 1,000 years, they rose back up into power. Right, you started to get, you know, the Renaissance, which was a lot of fake. We know a lot of deception in that. We always talk about that, but you know, some of that, the ingenuity of it, you know, some of the ideas, and you know, like you look at Da Vinci, which he was a complete demon and a sodomite, but the dude, you could see that you know, the Heavenly Father, you know, threw ideas in his head, and that's what happens to a lot of these scientists, architects, engineers. Right? It tells you the Lord created the smith. The Lord puts, you know, producers. The Lord puts that idea in their mind. Right? He gives the inspiration. Now, just like He's waking us up on the right hand, giving us the inspiration, giving us the increase, the oil. And then it goes in further, verse 4, and they worshiped the dragon which gave power unto the beast, and they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? And there was given unto him Salaki, and there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and behold, was given unto him to continue 42 months, right? Which is what? 3.5 years, right? Which represents 350 years, because that's when the slave ships first start showing up here in the Americas, all the way until 1969, right? Which, you know, represents the ultimate downfall of Esau, because that's when the word went out. Right? That's when Elder Abba Bivens was on the scene, right? Teaching on the ladder, like they show you in the Malcolm X movie. He was one of those teachers on the ladder. All right, that's the word went out. And when you look on Wikipedia, it says in 69, that's when Abba Bivens broke off from the commandment keepers. You know, I'm not going to go too hard into the history of it, but ultimately it's prophecy. You know, it's prophecy that the word went out. And that's what's bringing down Esau's kingdom. Right? That's what's bringing it down until, you know, we get to the time of now. So, and Lord willing, I'm going to stop it right there. You know, this is just a brief recital over you know, what we already know, or what we're supposed to know. You have to know Esau's power structure. You have to know which beast it's talking about. You have to know that it's talking about the different heads, you know, the different time periods. Right? It's constantly review. You know, the thing about Jake is Jake gets into something and they want it to become entertainment. They want it to become, you know, WWE and you know, whatever cartoons that you grew up watching. That's not the scriptures, man. The scriptures is plain. This is what happened. This is what the scriptures talk about. This is how we're supposed to be. This is how we know that this is the end times. All right, it's really that simple. All right. But that's all I had, man. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Kakadash. Let's continue to review and make sure that we understand prophecy and understand how the Lord wants us to be. All right. So we don't go out like some of these false prophets, man, because It's looking bad out there. You guys are getting tear gas. You guys in the middle of a country in the middle of fucking nowhere, a bunch of heathens trying to teach to another bunch of heathens. They got the Draco up on you. Right? It's just you got guys coming in doing adultery and getting pegged and all this clown shit. Right? The Lord is not dealing with that. The Lord is dealing with those who are serious, right? Who love the brotherhood, who are sincere about serving Him, who are going to get into this prophecy and like the scriptures say, do all things unto edification, right? Which is building. So call Loyum Laya Habashima Washai Barak call Bakarium Shalom.